First thing first, you actually have the ASUS TUF 465X addressable RGB case. Very, very nice. So, yeah, let's get on to the thing. Let's try and get it out without completely destroying it. Okay. Right, so front of the case, got this glass panel here, and the size of the glass panel, you've got spaces for your air to go out, and you've got addressable RG fans in here. It's got a magnetic strip, sort of like dust filter, like on the top of the case. So I'll go through there. If you want to undo these thumb screws here, you can take off the panel. So you can take off this panel if you want to. You can take off this panel. Yeah, that's mainly it. We've got a hard drive case. We've got a place for your power supply on the bottom. All the fans come wired up already. And on top we've got two USB ports, headphone jack. Basically, it's like I'm not really sure, like a reset RGB button at the top. And you've also got your on button, which is quite a nice click. Very nice. Okay, so I'm going to take the front panel off so I can show you what's inside. It should just come off like that. Okay, just put this on the side here. Okay, so as I was talking about, if you just have a look in here, so we've got our addressable RGB fans here. In front of them we've got the magnetic plate, like such the top. If you want to show the top bit here, so here's our magnet strip. And it just goes like that. Good airflow, keeps dust out and hair out, which are the main things. So we've got all the stuff up in here. We've got these labels, so we've got our audio, got our peripheral fans and things like that, and I don't even know. Right, but most of it's all managed very well. As you can see up in here, it all seems to be cable managed very nicely. So that should be very pro, and these are all in already. Next up we have the GeForce RTX 3060Ti. This one's by ASUS. It's TUF Gaming, overclocked edition, and it has ASUS Aura Sync on it. So we've got 8 gigs of VRAM and a clock speed of, I believe, 1785 megahertz as its base. Yeah, we've got 3 fans, so good cooling. That's what we want. We want really good cooling. We don't want this one to be loud. I'm sick of my loud laptop, so hopefully this isn't going to run that loud. It shouldn't. Okay, so let's get right into this. So, as always, comes in a very, very nice case. Look at that. Okay. We've got a layer of foam. Underneath, we have, there it is, absolute beauty. Should be able to just take it out. Okay, I'm going to put that down there for a second. So now let's have a look at the card in a bit more depth, shall we? So again, packaged in this plastic, got a bit of tape we have to peel off. So it's out, and here it is. Now that's a beast of a card. So shall we have a nice little look at what we've got? So obviously we've got the plastic on the sides, which I'm going to be peeling off tomorrow, because I'm going to finish this build tomorrow. We've got, look at all that, full of heat sinks, and 3 fans. How amazing. Also, we have GeForce RTX on the top, and TUF Gaming. This TUF Gaming, I know that changes colour. This might, that definitely does. Not too sure. We'll figure out when we turn it on. So, on the back here, we have 2 settings. We have performance mode and quiet mode. Performance is going to run the card at like high voltage, so it's going to run fast and we're going to get good frames and all that. Quiet, still going to get really good frames, but it's going to stop it from getting the thermals up, so it's not going to reach temperature that these fans need to run at really high speed, which should be good. On the side, we have 2 HDMI ports, and believe the rest are display points. So we've got 3 display ports. Okay. Very, very, very nice. Very excited. Alright, so here we have the B550 ASUS Master gaming motherboard. I believe it comes with Wi-Fi. Got PCIe 4 and a 2.5 gigabyte LAN cable. Yeah, comes with Wi-Fi. Okay. Also has a thing called BIOS flashing, which is apparently very useful because you might have to update if the BIOS is equipped for Ryzen 3000 series, you can update to a Ryzen 5000 series. Okay, so let's open that. So inside we've just got motherboard. I'm going to take it out. I think the best way to do it. Okay. Okay, so what else we got inside here? It's interesting.
They're like stickers.
It's like a. Oh, in fact, they are stickers. Yeah. Interesting stickers. What's this? Another sticker for like computer side things like that, and you've got manuals. We'll need the manual. And here is the motherboard. So look at what we've got around here. It's got a quite nice guard around the back. Assume some good, some bit like heatsink, things like that. You got your CPU back there. Okay, so the interface here, I did not know there was an interface. I assume that would be showing error codes. So we got this nice little case here. That's a heatsink, but what is it for? That's the question. I'm not too sure of that one. Right, so we have obviously our RAM here. We've got 4 channels to put RAM in. There's a heatsink here, and I believe, not too sure actually what that bit's for. Just like there's a heatsink there too. What I know is hopefully it will keep the motherboard cool while it runs. So you got your audio slots here, USB, USB, USB. Very nicely labelled. Would recommend most new motherboards because they tend to be labelled really well, which is very good. Doesn't look as confusing as a lot of them. CPU fan. Yeah, most of that doesn't look too bad. And you've got your HDMI cable bits there. And there is your CPU. So where to mount your CPU. Yeah, pretty simple mounting. Obviously you put it in, and when you do that, it grips it in place. Okay. We have lovely Ryzen 5800x CPU. We have a 16 thread processor, 8 core. We've got a 4.7 GHz max boost currently, and it requires a graphics card. So, shall we have a look at it? So it also says on the back that it's 36 megabyte cache unlocked. No coolers included in these because I think they want me to get a liquid one. So we've got Ryzen sticker, and we've also got the CPU. Yeah, CPU on the back there. Very nice. Okay, so next we have the Vengeance RGB RT. High performance DDR4 DRAM, and it's optimized for Ryzen. Big thing. I have a Ryzen CPU. That's why I ordered this. We've got a CPU latency of 16 and a RAM speed of 3600 megahertz. Currently there is 2 16 gigabyte sticks of RAM, so this is quite a lot of RAM. You might need this much. 16 is what you want for gaming, on sort of mid-range PC. One for 32, just out of principle, to be honest. And if we have a look, we have some absolutely stunning RAM. Nice bit of glimmer on the front. Got RGB on the top. Very, very nice. Other thing about this is that it's compatible with Aura Sync and ICU. If you remember, we had Aura Sync on the board and we had ICU on the case and the CPU cooler. Very good. So that's the RAM then. Next up we have the Corsair RM series RM 750. 750 watt power supply, 80 plus gold rated, and it's fully modular ATX. So let's have a look what's inside, shall we? So, starts, you've got your cable, plug into the wall. You've got some cable ties, cable management, very nice to include that. You've got a whole bag full of the wires which are all conveniently labelled. So for example, that's labelled CPU, very convenient. And then here we have the main chunk, which is the block. There we go. Shall we have a look? Got to open it from here. Okay. It's designed for use with genuine Corsair Type 4 cable sets only. We have SATA, PCIe CPU, motherboard, and more PCIe CPU holes for it on the back. Sorry, I meant sockets. And over here we've got a bit to plug into the wall and you switch. Okay, so we've got a nice big fan in there. Sadly, not RGB, but it looks very nice inside there. Next we have the crucial 1 terabyte solid state drive. It's M.2 and we've got NVMe, so it should be fast enough. Ideally you'd get one with more cache if you're running high load. If you fill up this, it gets a bit slower, so say you've got like using most of your storage, it might be a bit slower, but yeah, it's expensive. I'll eventually get more because we've got, looks like we had 3 spaces on the motherboard for SSDs, so I'll get one with some good cache in or just more of these. Should be fine for the start. I'm not going to fill this up, like genuinely I'm not going to have a million games installed. Yeah, there is a solid state drive. Just doing the BIOS flash here. I've got it all rigged up into the wall and yeah, I think that's working. Not too sure, but we'll find out shortly. I lift up this lever and get your CPU and line up the bottom left corner into the corner piece which is on the motherboard. It should just fall in once it's lined up properly, and then lever goes down and there we go. So we're using slots 2 and slots 4 because we're using 2 sticks of RAM, and it will only go in one way because this is slightly off center. It should just slot in and then just apply even pressure and it should click. It should both be in. Just check that one's in properly. There we go. Okay, and then we'll get the next one out. Okay, same for this one. Check it lines up. Put in and then even mounting pressure at both sides. Click and click. Okay, is the RAM installed? To install the 1 terabyte SSD, you need to remove the screw here. Then lift up this flap, take it off, and you've got to unscrew screw here. You get your SSD to line it up perfectly. You just need to give it a push, and it'll click in. And then you need to put the screw back in now. This will hold your SSD down. Just until a little bit of, there we go. And then we'll take off the plastic, the heatsink. Put it down. And then put the screw back in. There we go. Okay, so place the motherboard in the case and then screw in using the motherboard screws. Okay, so after having a look around and trying to fit the CPU cooler in, we figured that it's a bit small, a bit too big, which is not great. So we're going to have to drill some holes in the case to seat it. So I'll put stuff on the inside, taking the motherboard out, we're going to drill it in, all that. Hopefully that will work. I'll be back in a second after I've drilled it. Okay, so holes have been drilled. Looks pretty neat to me. Any like little marks we can touch up with a marker or something, but they look pretty neat to me. Very nice. Okay, now it's time to see if they work. So we're going to install put the motherboard back in, and then we'll move on to installing the CPU cooler. I'll be back after I've done that. Okay, so drilled the holes and I have secured the radiator to the back. And look at that, absolutely lovely. The screws it came with fit perfectly, even though there's a bit more of a gap because this isn't indented. So one, it doesn't actually look that bad. And two, it fits perfectly. So that is a win. Okay, now the fans are fitted. Very nice. We've got the wires coming out the bottom, so they can go around the back of the case. And we just need to see this now, which is the block for it. This one already comes with one which is built for Intel, so we need to take this case off. It's quite hard to film one hand. And we need to swap out these pieces here for the AMD ones, which look like this. So I'll cut back once I've changed everything and I'm ready to sit it back on the CPU. Okay, so we've installed the block. It's now on securely. I think next we've got to do is install the RGB hub, which is this right here. Got to install this. This will basically control all the RGB and everything. So I'm going to figure out how to do that, and that's what I'm going to do next. And here's what a lot of people have been waiting for. So here goes the peel. Let's find a good corner to peel from. Let's peel from this, shall we? Here we go. Let's just peel. Oh, this is not peeling very well. I'm sorry to anyone who wanted to watch the very nice peel, because this does not look great. Okay. Yeah, this is not peeling very well. Okay, we'll just like this and just take it off like that. Okay, there's that peeled. Put that, find some kind of pile to put that on. Let's make a little rubbish pile there. Right, and then we'll peel this. Find somewhere to peel it from. Come on. Probably should have peeled this earlier, but I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to scratch it while doing screws. And voila, all done. Okay, so I'll be back once I fit the RGB hub in. Okay, so now I have fitted this, stuck it down. It will fit. Got enough clearance, which is the main thing. Tried managing cables, is not going too well, and we'll sort it out. We've got this power supply it's power for the RGB hub, which needs to be connected to a power supply. So I am going to now put in the graphics card. After the graphics card, we'll then move on to the power supply. And then we're getting pretty close to being done, which is very exciting. And we've got to do all the drivers and Windows installation, and we shall see when that comes around. So now I'm just going to put the graphics card in. Haven't got a second pair of hands, so I'm going to put it in. All we got to do basically is push it so it clicks, and yeah. So just to prepare it, you gotta just push that out, and then you've just got to put your graphics card in and click it. I will use two hands. I don't want to destroy the card. I'll record again in a second. All sorted. Very nice. Okay, next thing to do is to attach all of the the cables we need to the power supply, and then we need to slot the power supply in underneath. Okay, so the PC build is finally finished, and all that's left to do is take off the plastic. So I'll come back once we've done that. So that's the end of the building phase. So we're going to go on to test in RTX Minecraft, so this is Bedrock edition, and a quick test in Fortnite on performance and quality for DLSS. I hope you all enjoyed this build and this video. Please feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new, and a comment would make my day as long as it's nice. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. So, to start off, I'll just show you what settings we're playing at. Currently I've got sim distance 10 chunks, the world, and over, where is it? It should be down here, sorry. We have all these turned on. We've got like everything fancy and the bobbing. Got upscaling, ray tracing on, we need that. And I've got my ray tracing render distance at 24 chunks, which is very high, but I've got it just so I can show you to full extent. So we're not going to get too many frames, but it's going to look very nice. Okay. Got playing quite high sense right now, but as you can see, got some nice light coming out of here. So this is the club area that we created for New Year's. In fact, we had a big party with all my friends in here. We got some music discs somewhere, maybe? Nope, someone nabbed them. So I believe that turns the lights. It turns the floor on. Okay, so we do that, turn the lights off. So walk around the club, you see how dark it is. And over here we've got, this is the bar, and all we've got is one sea lantern there. Very nice. I'll leave a link to this resource pack in the comments, in the description below, as you guys might want it. It's called Vanilla Ray Tracing, very nice. And if we flick the other lever, we've got the floor. It looks very nice, it lags a little bit, but that's probably because of my render distance for ray tracing is very high, but very cool. Okay, so next thing I want to have a look is, let's go have a look at the builds around this area. So there's Alex's castle, so we can give that a little flyby. I love the reflections on the water, you can see the render distances, it's not too far, but it's quite nice. My favourite is the lights on the floor, so we've got like Rosie's house, we've got James's house there, Anthony's house. Just going to fly past them, let's have a look inside there, just look at that light, very, very, very nice. Go have a look, let's go have a look this way towards my area. So it's just, over here is the nether portal, so this looks very interesting, very cool. We'll go into the nether in a second, let's have a quick little fly around over here. There's my castle and the street here. The street looks very surreal when you get down there. Let's have a look around, just very, very, very cool. Okay, as it's time for the morning, I reckon we should have a look. What time is it? Let's have a look. Whereabouts is the moon? Okay, right, let's go to the nether first, shall we? Let's fly past my house. So over here we've got the pool. So it looks very, very cool. We've got the pond here, the fish in. I think they tend to stay at the far end. I don't know if we will see some here. There we go. But you've got the sea pickles lighting up. That looks very nice in my opinion. Let's go to the nether. Let's have a quick little look. Oh
also I love the way the water looks. It's so much nicer than Minecraft water. There's more other packs you can use, things that are more realistic, like family articles. Very nice. I love how the lights are sort of white, and it's got this very nice sort of look to it. It's kind of dark. Moss seems a bit shiny for some reason. Furnace rooms quite alright. Yeah, we got it's pretty nice over here. More portals. That's where Rosie's house is. The lava seems to be lagging a bit. It's work in progress, I assume. Nothing we can do about that. But no, yeah, very nice. I'm very impressed with the way most of it looks. See how the purple's reflected onto the glass above. Very impressive. Just have a look on here. Yeah, glass. It's very nice ray tracing. I would recommend it if you can do it. It's very cool. Should we have a look around here? So we've got some reflection on the diamond house I made. Like inside reflection. Very cool. Yeah, very impressive. Very impressive. Okay, so that's it for the test on Minecraft. Right, so we have a look here. Currently we're at 240 FPS cap. We can do unlimited. We've had to turn it on to unlimited so we can see what we're getting. I've got epic view distance, medium shadows, epic anti-aliasing, medium textures, medium effects, medium post-processing. We have all of these settings all from DirectX 11. I was crashing quite a lot on DirectX 12, so I just took it back to 11. We have, what else? Let's have a look. We've got NVIDIA Reflex low latency currently is off. It might be worth turning. Might be worth turning them on. I tested it, I wasn't too sure. Got DLSS on quality currently, but performance probably is the best one to be on if you want lots of frames. So I will show you quality and then I'll show you performance. So let's go into creative. Thank you very much. We have the guy who won the last match on the team. Interesting. Okay, let's so we've got fairly decent builds on. I don't know what that guy's doing, he's just
Ew, kebalik ni.
Why are they all mics? Mute. very smooth. It doesn't really look too much numbers there, but I don't know, it feels quite nice. Again, some good tags. Sort of worried to push it because I just feel like we get third party. I think it might just be meant